Hey, brothers and sisters in Christ and people of YouTube. It's been a real busy day, eh? I tried to limit how much work I do, but my boss had other ideas, and it's been good though. It's been non-stop, and it's just been a blessing to run into so many interesting people. And I've noticed more and more, the more time I spend at work where the narcissist can't target me, the happier I am. And the more peace I feel, because that person is just a drain, a spiritual leech, someone that just wants to latch on to you and take whatever they can. And they've already taken enough, but they just keep coming back. And it's like, why? The grass was supposed to be greener. The new supply is supposed to be better. Why are you coming back? Like, don't you realize you've burnt the bridges? Like, when you cheat on someone multiple times, you steal off them, and then you tell everyone they're the bad guy, and like you've lied to them about everything, even the little things, like the things that you didn't have to lie about, you still lied about. And then this person comes back like they think that, you actually care for them. And I don't care for this person one little bit. Like, I know what they are now, and I'm just waiting for God to do his work, and they're gonna leave. But yeah, it's hard because I just don't want to be around this person anymore, and there's no purpose in it. There's no reason for me to be around them. Like, I can't gain any wisdom around this person, and it feels like whatever God was trying to teach me, I've already learned. I've already learned to endure the worst times I've ever had, and it's made me stronger emotionally and spiritually. And basically, this person just is in secret competition with me. They just think that I want to compete with them. And the sad thing is, I did like 8 years of serious boot camp, and I was in the gym before that. I've built up muscles that this person could not build up in their lifetime. Like, there's no way for them to catch up to my physical fitness, and they're not even close to my level. Like, they literally, I could run rings around this person, and they still want to compete with me. They still think they're better, and I'm not saying this to gloat or be prideful, but it's just because I put a lot of energy into the things that I do. Like, I don't do things at half measures, and I don't look for instant gratification like a narcissist do. I put my head down and do the work, do some serious hard work, and it pays off in the end. So this person still feels like they're in some secret competition with me, but in order for me to be in competition with someone, I have to actually admire them. And all I feel is shame for this person. I just feel like, why did I waste my time with this person? Like, it's literally, I don't have anything good to say about this person. So there's no way I'm in secret competition with them, because just because someone wants to compete with you doesn't mean that you accept. And I would never accept from this person. They're not even close to my level. They never have been, and that's the sad part. Like, even now, like, they're just trying to do stupid things to get my attention, and that's the sad thing. Like, I'm going through court right now because a certain someone said that that it was me, that I'm the problem, and yet, you know, they are constantly trying to get my attention, and I'm not interested in them at all. Like, I just want them to leave. And a normal person, a sane person, would do that, but a gold digger, a money hungry leech, someone that can't look after themselves, like someone that can't even pay their own bills without someone's help, they're always going to need you. Like, they're going to always need a lifeline. And this person is no different than my brother. the same weak, useless person. Like, they literally can't look after themselves. They're babies. They're grown-up babies. And it's really sad to see, because I come from a family of 5 children. I'm the youngest. I should be the baby. And yet I'm like self-sufficient. I'm a survivor. I'm someone that can look after themselves. I've had to be, because my older siblings that should have taught me these things just never did. And they had their own problems, and I outgrew all of them. And this is the sad thing, like, my whole life has been like this. Like, being the youngest, you should have felt like the youngest. You should have, been able to lean on your elder siblings, but I was never able to. And so this made me self-sufficient and self-reliant, and I always had God. He was always there with me from the beginning. Even when I didn't follow him, I always felt his presence, so he was always there. And that's the crux of the problem there as well. Like, this person, the main reason they don't want to leave me has nothing to do with me. It has to do with that energy, that power that God's given me, that light. It's a comfort to people that they won't admit it, but even just when I'm in the car with people, they can feel a certain ease, a certain stillness in the air. Like, whatever was concerning them sort of goes away when they're with me. And that's why this person never leaves. Like, I cannot get rid of them. So the power God gives me is a blessing and a curse, because it's like I cannot move on with my life with this person because of them. It's a selfish thing, because the fact is they left me, and then they're not allowing me to leave. Like, they're trying to be my jailer and my prison, and maybe their prisoner. Like Kathy Bates in Misery, just wants to hobble my legs so that I can't go anywhere, and I'll finish their performing for them in their story. And yeah, it's just it's really sad. I hope this person grows up one day and realizes, takes accountability for their actions, because the thing is, the bodies they leave behind leave a trace of their sins that they've done. And it's like, the sins being that they were always the problem. The people that stood by them were never enough for them, and they just left them by the wayside, and they trusted people they should have never trusted, people that just hated their guts, wanted to see them fall, and kept them stuck in their endless cycle of rinse and repeat. Yeah, it's really weird, eh? Like, I had the same problem with my brother, that basically he would not leave my sight. Like, he needed a safety net, especially after my mother died. That like, he'd always had a safety net, so he needed someone else. And that's what the narcissist is like. Even though they did so many nasty things to you, they just think, oh, I can come back and you'll still be my safety net. But it's like, no, you're cut off. That's the end. Like, when you break up with someone, that's the end. You got to take accountability and move on with your life. But yeah, they just think that they can just do whatever they want. Like, people are not going to close doors on them, and God's already shut the door on this person. They just need to grow in character and actually accept their bad choices that they've made. When you leave someone, it's for good, and when you move on with your life with someone new, you can't then turn around and go, I want to return him, he's faulty, or he's this is not what I bought. Like it's an item at the shop. Like, when you pick a partner, you have to be very careful who you pick. But the narcissist is never careful. They just look for someone that has money that can believe the story they've told them and run with the story and play the part that they've been assigned by them. And as long as that's going, they're generally happy. But once they get bored, like once the chase is over, like once the new supplier has the narcissist gets bored because they're not as interested in chasing them. And why would you be? Because when someone's abusing you all the time, it's like you're not going to chase after them. You're going to want to give them their marching orders. And with me, I'm very forgiving, I'm very loving, and I'm very patient and slow to anger. And I listen to what people tell me. Like, the narcissist would tell me they really like something, so next birthday that comes up, that's what they'd get. Like I would remember those small things, and they can't even remember like when your birthday is, and this is like years after being together. Like, how stupid are you? You can't even remember basic information about someone. But the thing is, they got to remember so many other lovers' birthdays. So without Facebook, they can't remember. Like, because when you have a fight, you're not on their Facebook anymore. So they can't have Facebook reminding them, oh, this is when your husband's birthday is. Like, this is when your lover's birthday is. This is when you're, like, it's really sad to think that someone is that shallow. Someone that really can't get it together and do the right things, like the normal things that a couple would do. Yeah, it's just nice to finally be free of the bat out of hell. Like, not being drained of my energy, actually being able to use my energy for God's purpose, and sow into people, and give them strength. Like, I ran into a woman tonight that was actually physically abused, and I held her hand for a little bit. I actually stopped for a while and just sat and just listened to her with all the problems she was going through, and hugged her, and she left. And that was quite a hard bit of the night, because I haven't been around someone that's been abused like that before for a long time. I've known of women that have been mentally abused, but this one was actually physically abused as well. Like, I thought that when I picked her up, because it looked like she'd been punched in the face, and she was so lovely and everything, but yeah, just felt like I had to speak some life into her, and I try to minister to her and help her, and I listened to what she said and told her what she needed to do, not what she wanted to hear. But she still wasn't ready to receive it. So I don't know, maybe her trauma bond is harder for her to break. But I've sent her some prayers too, that that the demons leave her, and I bound them, and I loosed them from her, and I did all that. But yeah, ultimately it's a person's decision sometimes to be courageous and to give up. You have to give up a lot sometimes when you have to leave a situation like that. And this person's the worst kind of narcissist, someone that physically hurts someone, but even just like the ones I have, where they don't physically hurt you, but they try and get someone else to do it for them because they're cowardly. Like, they don't want to come up against you directly, so they'll pay other people to do it, or they'll and that doesn't necessarily mean they directly pay someone. They might just pay for their dinners a few times when they're out, and just make suggestions and hope they run with it. Because a covert narcissist deals in subtlety, and they try and make people have ideas that are not their ideas, so if it ever comes up against them in court, they can say, well, no, I didn't actually tell them to do anything. You know, they misunderstood what I said, because it's all about deception with them. So, you know, it's never that's actually what they wanted, because that's not what they said. Which, that's one thing they're not actually lying about, because they only gave a half truth. Like, that's how they operate. They try and manipulate someone into doing something that's implied, that's not necessarily straight up told to them to do. And that's why they're so dangerous, and that's why you need to get them out of your life. And for me, this job's just been such a blessing that it's got me so far away from the narcissist for such a long period of time that I don't even worry about them anymore. Like, they're not in my circle, they're not in my space, and they can't force themselves in my space where I am. Like when I go home, they can still force themselves into my space, and like, if they know that I don't want them around me, they'll make it their purpose to be around me. And that's what's so sad, that they keep telling everyone, including their lawyer, that they don't want to be near me, and yet they take every opportunity they can to get around me. So that's the thing, when I'm doing long hours and I'm hitting the gym and I'm doing different things, and they don't know when or where I'm going to do these things, they can't force themselves into the situation. And so, yeah, they've got no control anymore. The narcissist has lost all control in my life, and that's when the blessing starts. When you can remove all control from a narcissist, that's when they leave your life. Like, they can't handle it. They can't handle the lack of control. My narcissist used to always, when she'd say something you didn't like, and you would say, well, no, I do not want to do that, and they would say, talk back again, which was really poor English, but like, it was just like, talk back again. And it's like, what does that even mean? I'm not a child. I'm not talking back to a parent. Maybe that's the trauma they faced and they're just recycling it. But the thing is, they're the one that's the child, which is why it didn't make any sense, because you were the one that always made all the adult decisions, paid all the bills, managed the house, managed their child for them, and they're the ones that want to pretend that you're a child. Like, that makes no sense at all. And the fact that their friends can't even see it, like, that you were the glue in their life, like, you were the one that got things done for them. Like, every time you were out with them, you were their chauffeur, you were their driver, you were their pack mule, you carried everything for them, you did everything for them. And they're stupid enablers and gaslighting friends. They're the flying monkeys. They can't even see it. They can't even see the fact that you did everything for this person. And that's the sad thing. Nobody pays enough attention to the narcissist that they're going to get caught early. But they will get caught, because they get bolder and bolder, and they start thinking, well, I can up the ante. I can keep doing more and more risky things, because nobody pays any attention to me. They all think I'm wonderful. But that's the thing, once they start upping the ante, that's when people start to notice, and that's when God starts removing the scales from people's eyes and shows them the truth of the narcissist, and they will get their justice eventually. And you don't have to do anything. It'll just come naturally. And like, the narcissist is too pig-headed and arrogant to even see when their downfall is right in front of their face. So I'm just unbothered. I'm just really happy at the moment, because being away from this person is just a real blessing. Like, I just literally just go home to sleep now, and I might have an hour or two of quiet, but the rest of the time I'm out and about, and I'm actually growing, I'm elevating, I'm doing God's purpose, I'm being a blessing in other people's lives. And it's like they sew back into me, which the narcissist never did. Like, I'm getting so many compliments about my looks, like, oh, you're how old are you? You're not that old. And I tell them, and they're like, nah, no way. And it's a real blessing to hear these things from people, because to hear so many bad things from the narcissist for years, and then you just realize, because you're getting it from multiple sources, you realize that everything they told you was a lie. It was just envy and jealousy, and that you might not be the perfect person, but you're a lot better than they ever told you you were. And you start to realize the person you were before you met them, which was someone that was stable, someone that was secure, someone that had a lot of peace and joy in their life. And you start becoming that person again, and that's a real blessing. So it doesn't matter if it's physical abuse, emotional abuse, you can get away from these people, and you have to get away from them, because they're just jealous, and they won't stop. They'll just keep coming after you until you unalive yourself, or they unalive you. So you're better off just getting out of there. Within 6, maybe 12 months, you'll be healed enough that your life will be 100 times better. So God bless all of you. Remember, Jesus loves you, I love you, and have a blessed night in Jesus' name.